My boyfriend says coming in me is a boundary and necessary. What should I do? I, 21F, have had an IUD for the entire time my boyfriend, 26M, and I have been together, and it has caused me nothing but problems with my hormones, severe cramping at random times, and my period being extremely irregular. Since I've had an IUD the whole time we've been together, I have always let him, and wanted him to, finish in me during sex. Now, since I'm getting my IUD removed, and it is recommended not to have sex for a week before getting it removed to prevent pregnancy, my boyfriend and I have been arguing about it nonstop. I have a very high libido, so does he, so I've been asking to have sex still, with protection or at least for him to pull out, and he says no, which is fine, but stated that the reason he's saying no is that I'm breaking a boundary because he needs to come in me, and by not letting him come in me, I'm hurting him. He's getting upset because I keep trying to initiate sex, but I insist on using protection, which he doesn't believe in using. Last night, we got into another heated argument about this, and I went outside for a walk to take a breather. When I got home, I guess he didn't hear me come back in, because when I walked into our room, he was bawling his eyes out, crying with his dick out, and watching porn. For context, watching porn is something I've never been comfortable with, and he promised me he doesn't do it. The more I think about it, I feel like this is his way of getting back at me for breaking his boundary. Now, I do feel bad because I kept asking, as I've been super horny, and he told me it's a no unless he can come in me. I keep pressing him on the topic, but I feel like he's being unreasonable. It's like, well, what are we going to do once my IUD is out? I guess we'll never have sex again. Edit. I feel really stupid right now after reading everything you guys are saying. I'm going to talk to him tonight once he's off work, and I'll update later. Edit 2. After talking to my girlfriends and reading everyone's comments here, I've decided that I'm definitely going to break up with him tonight. He gets off late tonight, and I'll update as soon as I can. Thank you guys for all the advice so far. Update. First of all, thank you all for the support. I tried to read almost every message and comment, but there were so many that it was hard to get through them all. Some of you thought I was super naive, and I feel like I needed to hear the truth straight up. After posting and reading your comments, I decided to end it pretty quickly. For some context, our relationship, aside from this situation, honestly hasn't been great either. We're of different races, and his parents don't accept me. He has strict Asian parents. He's extremely childish and immature, spends all day playing video games, and we honestly argue constantly. The only good thing about our relationship was the sex, and now that that's gone because of how he's acting, there's truly nothing good left in it. The plan was to break up with him as soon as he got home from work. Of course, today was the day he was staying late at his job, and I just wanted to get it over with because it was eating me up inside. When he finally got home, he just ignored me, and part of me wanted to ignore him back and not deal with it, but I knew what needed to be done. So I went to our room, where he had been since he got off work. He was playing video games, and I told him that we needed to talk, which he rolled his eyes at. You guys said to be as direct as possible, so I told him that I was breaking up with him because he's manipulative and childish. Immediately, you could see the change in his face from smug to scared. He asked if I was seriously going to throw everything away because of a disagreement, and I told him it was bigger than that. He said if I wanted to leave him because I can't fulfill his needs, then I should go right ahead. So I turned around to leave, and he said, "Wait." This is where I lost it. All the frustration from the last few months boiled over, and I told him how manipulative and disgusting he was, all because he couldn't come in me for a little while. I told him he was a child, and if he couldn't figure out how wrong he was at 26, then there was no fixing him. I also told him how pathetic he was for putting on such a show by crying while watching porn just to try to make me feel bad. He said it wasn't a show, he was just upset that we were fighting all the time, and he happened to be watching porn. He also doubled down by saying that coming in his woman is important and brought up his boundaries again. I told him how much bullshit that is and that he can't set boundaries on my body. We were both crying a lot. He then admitted that he acted this way to deter me from taking out my IUD. After that, I left to go to my parents' house. He's tried calling and texting, all apologetic now, but I don't feel the need to ever talk to him again.